This is episode 258 of Jumblethink.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Jumblethink, where we interview amazing entrepreneurs about their journey of turning dreams and ideas into reality. Along the way, we're going to share some tips on how you can turn your own dreams and ideas into reality too. On today's show, our guest is Jezzibell Gilmore, Senior Vice President of Business Development and co-founder of Packet Fabric. More about Jezzibell in a moment. Whether you're a longtime fan or a new listener, if you haven't subscribed to Jumblethink, right now is the best time to do it. So head on over to your favorite place to listen to podcasts, search for Jumblethink, and subscribe. If you are a fan of Apple Podcasts, it's even simpler, jumblethink.com/iTunes, or for Spotify, jumblethink.com/Spotify. Take you right to the app, right to where you can subscribe. Now let's jump into today's interview with Jezzibell Gilmore. Hey there, welcome to Jumblethink. My name's Michael Woodward. I am your host. We have a killer show lined up for you today. Before we get rolling, we want to thank some people who make today's show possible, our sponsors. Today's show is sponsored by Penji, offering unlimited graphic design at a low monthly rate. They are awesome. We love them. And for you, our listeners, they're giving you 15% off your first month. All you have to do, head on over to Penji, PENJI.co. Use the code JUMBLE, JUMBLE, and get 15% off your first month. That's head on over to penji.com. Use code JUMBLE, get 15% off your first month of unlimited graphic design. We also want to thank our friends over at opportunityinchina.com. Whether you want to learn or teach abroad, they are your first stop for that. How do you find them? opportunityinchina.com. Go check them out. I think you're going to love what they are doing. Our guest on today's show is Jezzibell Gilmore, Senior Vice President of Business Development and co-founder of Packet Fabric. You can find them at packetfabric.com. Who is Packet Fabric? They are disruptors of the legacy telecom industry. Packet Fabric utilizes a combination of software, network automation, and optical technological advancements to provide their customers and partners the benefits of cloud networking services. They're doing really cool stuff. Let's jump into our conversation with today's guest, Jezzibell Gilmore. We are with Jezzibell Gilmore. Packet Fabric is her company. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am excited to talk to you. I've worked in the tech space for 13 years now, and I have a love-hate with it, but you're doing some fun stuff to change up the game. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so first of all, that sounds like you're much younger than me. I've been in telecom for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Makes sense. So, well, I've been in telecom for a long time, and I love telecom.
Yeah.
But I also have a love and hate relationship with telecom, just like you said.
Yeah.
Right? Because you see things done the way they're done, and you're like, why are we doing it this way?
Yeah.
Why hasn't telecom grown and improved the way cloud has?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you think about compute resources and its compute storage, all of that has migrated into the cloud. Now you can consume them instantaneously through a web portal, and you put in a credit card. Voila, you have 10,000 VMs.
Yeah.
You can't do that with network.
No.
You still have to pick up the phone, call the network company and to see if you can get a price. And if you did, if you're lucky enough, somebody got you a price, you might be able to get your service provisioned in the next 30, 90 to 120 days.
Wow.
And, I've been in telecom for 20 years. I'm like, I don't want to buy services like that. I want to be able to buy services the way other people are buying virtual machines or storage.
Yeah.
So in 2011, AT&T made this big announcement. They said they were going to SDN, software-driven network.
Okay.
Implemented into their entire network.
Wow.
I was like, well, there goes our idea. We were going to do that, and now we can't because AT&T's going to do it, and they're going to be so far ahead of us. Then 2014 came around. They hadn't done a thing. So we're like, maybe we still have a chance. Let's move fast.
Yeah.
So, and here we are.
Wow. Well, we're going to do some rapid fire questions. And then after we do that, we're going to come back to this conversation about what you're doing over at Packet Fabric.
Of course.
And so the first rapid fire question is, as a child, what did you want to do when you grew up?
I wanted to be married to Michael Jackson. And obviously that didn't quite work out.
Yeah.
So
probably for the better.
But absolutely.
Yeah.
Not looking back, I probably wasn't as wise as I thought. But I studied art when I was in school.
Oh, wow.
I love to paint. I sculpt. I have a very three-dimensional visualization of things. So, and I think that really helped me with networking as well, because I'm able to visualize how the network actually comes together in a three-dimensional fashion.
Yeah. What's one book you think every entrepreneur should read?
The Giving Tree.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think you have to think at what you do. Because first of all, no one succeeds by themselves.
Yeah.
And second of all, always think about giving back to the people who's given to you.
Yeah. So good. Now, you are in a space where you are watching what's happening around you, being observant. What's one trend that gets you excited?
You know, there's no particular trend.
Okay.
And most trends are fabs, right?
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing that I always try to remind myself of is just to be authentic.
Yeah.
Right. Be yourself. And even when it's not the cool thing to be, because if you're not yourself, you can't do well.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be someone else.
So good. All right. You are changing a game, being the telecom game.
Yes.
What keeps you inspired?
My customers,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Having the abilities to make our customers' lives better and easier, right? And having people say, oh my God, why hadn't somebody else done this for so long? I can't believe that, I didn't have a service like yours.
Wow.
And now I want to move everything that we're doing onto your network.
Yeah.
And that is such a satisfying experience, and something to hear, right? Having your vision come true, and having other people appreciate what you've put together.
Yeah.
And so, and now we're taking it to the next level. We're listening to our customers. We've brought them onto the network. What else do you want to do with the network? I want to connect to somebody else instantaneously. I want to connect to the cloud service providers or access service, Salesforce,
Yeah.
right? Because everybody's so used to be using the internet, but it's great for personal things, right? And you go on Facebook and I want to check LinkedIn or watch a Netflix movie. But when it comes to business, there has to be true reliability.
Yeah.
Right? We built a private network that's an internet bypass. And I think that's what's the real businesses are looking for. They're looking for reliability and performance and ease to use.
Yeah.
Networking services technology has become so challenging to use, and that's why our customers love what we do. And that's why we love what we do, because we make our customers' lives so much easier.
Yeah. For you, what is one dream you're still wanting to fulfill in your own life?
I want to give back
Yeah.
to the people who's always given to me. And I think what's given to me the most is progressive education.
Oh, okay.
And so I would love to continue to give back to the community and give education to the community. So I think the only way for all of us to continue to advance is to learn.
Yeah.
And legacy traditional school are not always the best way.
Yeah.
And so when I first joined the internet industry, a friend of mine, who's a really good friend, had said that internet is like the Renaissance
Yeah.
of our age.
Yeah.
And the Renaissance, during the Renaissance age, what was created? The printing press.
Yeah.
Right? Which made knowledge more accessible.
Yeah.
And what has the internet done? making information more accessible.
Yeah.
So we are in the digital renaissance, and we have the ability to give information to the world that didn't have access to it before.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd love to be able to do, which is to make knowledge more accessible for everyone.
Super cool. We will be back with Jezzibell Gilmore to talk about Packet Fabric and what they're creating.
Thank you, Michael.
Today's show is sponsored by our friends over at Penji. We love Penji. They offer really great, high quality, quick turnaround graphic design. I know because I work in the industry that graphic design is hard to nail, and yet time and time again they always get the design right and they get it done quickly, and they do all of that at a low monthly subscription rate. So you're not paying for every project, you're not paying for every minute you're doing anything, you're just paying a flat monthly rate. Now, who is Penji for? They help startups, they help agencies, they help small businesses and large corporations and even marketing teams achieve more with unlimited graphic design support at one flat monthly rate. Think of it as your monthly subscription to top-notch design. No contracts, no hourly billing, just fast, simple, and affordable graphic design for all of your needs. You can even get 15% off your first month because you're a listener of JumbleThink. Here's how you do it. Head on over to Penji, PENJI.co, not .com, but .co. Use the code JUMBLE, JUMBLE, to get 15% off your first month. Again, head on over to Penji.co, use the code JUMBLE, and get 15% off your first month. Now let's jump back into today's conversation with Jezzibell Gilmore. We are back with Jezzibell Gilmore. We're talking about Packet Fabric. All right. Important question. People are going to need to know it. How can they find and connect with you?
Well, with me individually, I am on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, so email me. And how can you connect with Packet Fabric? You just log on to packetfabric.com and order a port, and you can easily be turned up in minutes.
Yeah. So explain exactly what Packet Fabric is doing. Make it so that we can all understand who you're serving and how you're helping them.
Absolutely. So let's think about, in order to understand what we do, you have to understand what is the demand, right?
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the customer base. Anyone who has a need, any company that has a need in the digital domain.
Yeah.
So if you need database replication from here to there, you need to move information from your compute cluster to your vendor. Let's say if you're a auto manufacturer, you need to talk to the inventory of your part supplier.
Yeah.
And to see what they have so they can ship it to you, and when and how and where.
Yeah.
That information needs to be moved from one place to another.
Right.
In the past, that's either done manually through a telephone call, a fax, or maybe over the internet. But that's not good enough anymore. The data has become so, the need for data has become so intense.
Yeah.
So now there's a need for private network at much higher capacity.
Oh, wow.
Right? So there's data security. You want to make sure that what you're moving back and forth is secure and gets there in time. Quickly, right?
Yeah,
So you can have the information return or a decision made very quickly.
Yeah.
So we've created a private network we call it an internet bypass. So if we use the analogy of having private roads and a toll road.
Okay.
Right? So we are the toll road in a sense that you can pay to use and to get from one place to another very quickly without congestion.
Okay. So you're bringing the connection much quicker, much closer in a lot of ways.
On our private network, so you're not going in through the internet and having the potential of having your packets being intercepted or being passed around through very rowdy ways. So
packet being data packet.
That's correct.
Okay, all right.
So, and then the name of Packet Fabric, as you think fabric being woven and multi-layered, right? And packet is the packet you're moving around, the ones and zeros.
Okay. So who are the kind of customers you work with? What do those companies look like?
Well, we work with the smallest companies that are just starting up with a new idea that's in the digital domain.
Yeah.
To the biggest ones that's Fortune 10, Fortune 20.
Yeah.
And everyone in between.
Wow.
So anyone who has a need to move data between multiple locations, we're there to support them.
Now, are you mostly keeping that internal network within the company itself, or can you bridge the gap between two companies? I know that there's always questions about privacy. There's always questions about security. We did a lot of web work in the cybersecurity space, so we understand that that's at the forefront of people. I mean, you look at, what was it, the Sony Paramount breach several years ago, and how that impacted not only their companies and their executives and the emails that they were shared, but it impacted even global diplomacy to a level. So privacy is at the forefront. By using a solution like what you're doing, how can you help secure that for those companies? I actually asked two questions there. So let's answer that one first. Sorry about that.
No, not a problem. So those two questions are very closely related, right? So first of all, you are absolutely correct. Data privacy and security is on everyone's mind today.
Yeah.
What we are doing is we're providing a layer 2 transport network so the company themselves can add on encryption on top of the service we offer. And with our solution, not only you can encrypt over the transport layer in layer 2, you can also actually encrypt over the optical layer in layer 1.
Okay.
So we have not had anyone demand that solution today, but it is absolutely capable. We are absolutely capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So that we empower the end user, the customer themselves, to decide on what type of security solutions that they're looking for.
Yeah. And then the second part of that is, are these usually internal networks just for an individual business, or are they networking between other businesses with that integration, and how does that work?
That is a great question, Mike. And so the network we've created is a private network. And everyone can create their own private network on top of it, and they can connect to each other using our network.
Okay.
So if you think of it as Amazon, right? Amazon connects users, buyers to the suppliers. And we do similarly, except for data. So if you are a consumer of data, of services, you can do it over the Packet Fabric platform. And so in a sense, we are just a platform that allows the trading of bits between different companies.
Yeah, absolutely. You said earlier that AT&T talked about doing something similarly. They have not. What is the long-term goals that you want to do as a company? Are you looking to build something that somebody like AT&T comes in and buys? Are you trying to build something that you can bring to the market and stay ahead of what's coming behind you so that you can blaze the trail, unfortunately making it easier for others, but also be steps ahead of them and where this is going for the future?
So from our perspective, we are looking to build something that is really innovative for the customers. And so Packet Fabric isn't a one-trick pony. We are not just looking to be a network service provider. That is what we are today, but we're looking to do so much more. So what we're doing today is the foundation of what we're going to be. And we may compete with AT&T in the future. And so sure, if AT&T says, well, we're going to buy you up, we might consider it. But really, our goal in life is to create innovative solutions for the end customer so we can continue growing with them. Yeah,
super cool. So many entrepreneurs nowadays are going in trying to be that unicorn, and they're trying to get to the billion-dollar valuation so quickly. And it's fresh to hear someone say, you know, we're not opposed to that, but that's not the end game that we're striving for. So I really appreciate that as a person that loves innovation and the purity of having a founder's vision and having a company's vision and DNA really happen for consumers of your platform. one of the things that they're going to love is that it's fully automated. So tell us how that changes the game for what their experience is like.
Well, I think we always talk about efficiencies, right? Everybody's like, oh, we need to optimize and be more efficient. Well, how does a company become more efficient? So processes and automation, right? And with networking, most traditional networking are not capable of automation, absorbency, or adoption. If it's like speaking two different languages, right? If the girl you're dating doesn't speak English, then you can't communicate.
Right.
So what we've created, Packet Fabric, is the platform that allows automation adoption. So companies can create automation processes and automation software to take the network piece into the whole scheme of automation for the company.
Super, super cool. As we move towards the end of today's show, we always like to know, how are you finding purpose in what you do?
Finding purpose? Oh my God, that's a tough question. Mike, you ask some really tough questions. So, well, I think the purpose really is, we were the consumers of our own service. So we just want to live happily and have more time to spend with the people that I enjoy spending time with. And it turns out that I work with most of them. And so the more time I can save them from being frustrated at work by giving them a fully automated service, the more time we can spend drinking and partying and having a good time.
I want to know, what is one of the biggest struggles that you guys are working to overcome? And maybe we can help you even get over that hurdle. So what is the big problem you're trying to solve right now internally?
Well, I think the biggest struggle for me personally is most people don't know that we exist. And even when we tell people that we've created this network that's fully automated, they say, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Come back when you have it done. People don't believe, right? People don't believe in it, right? Or people don't know that it exists. So that's why I'm here. I'm hoping that you can help us getting our message out and helping people understand, the transporter, the teleporter days may actually not be here. We can't just beam up Scotty yet. But we have the ability to move your data from one data center to another instantaneously with our service and on a month-to-month flexible term. So if you don't need it all the time for multiple years, you just want it for a little bit, we're here for you for that too.
Super cool. Now, what's the big goal? What would it, if you were to say the picture we wanted to paint completed would look like this, what would that look like?
I just had this conversation with my director of solutions architecture. We'd love to have someone starting a new company, moving into a new office, and the first thing that they say is, oh, yeah, we need to get a Packet Fabric port. So instead of thinking, oh, I need to get a telephone line, like when you bought a house and you say, oh, you got to get a telephone line, the first thing you say is, oh, we need to order a Packet Fabric port because all the services I need comes with that port over the ecosystem, the platform.
Super, super cool. I'm excited to see where you guys go. I'm cheerleading you on and excited to watch that journey unfold. Jezzibell, thanks so much for sharing your story and going where other people have thought is impossible.
Well, thank you, Mike. And it's, it's a tough battle and it's uphill every day. But I enjoy doing what we're doing, making our customers go, oh my God, I am so glad to be using your solution and to be telling the story because it not only helps our customers, it inspires other entrepreneurs to continue to innovate and believe in their vision.
Super cool. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, Mike. Take care.
Once again, we want to thank Jezzibell Gilmore of Packet Fabric for taking time out and being on today's show. You can find links to what they're doing at jumblethink.com. Check those episode notes. We will be right back in one moment. Today's show is being sponsored by our friends over at opportunityinchina.com. Have you been looking for a way to change your career or social prospects? Do you see the world around you changing and haven't quite figured out what path you should take? You are not alone in seeking opportunity. Visit opportunityinchina.com for access to scholarships to attend university in China. Or, if you have a bachelor's degree already, opportunityinchina.com provides access to jobs in the educational sector all across China. Now, working in China is not only often well paid, but it will place you among 1/5 of the world's population, boosting your social network, bringing you more deeply into the story of globalization, and opening up doors you never knew existed. Seize your opportunity now. Visit their website for more information at opportunityinchina.com.
Levez seulement le bras pour mettre l'aiguille sur le disque.
We are back, and I wanted to give you a quick update on some things happening here at Jumblethink. It has been a busy summer. We've been interviewing some incredible people at Podcast Row. This interview comes from that interview in June that we did with 10 entrepreneurs. Make sure you keep up to date with what's happening over at Podcast Row, podcast-row.com. They're doing really cool stuff. I know that they have something later in July that we're at, and something coming up in August that they're doing that's super cool. We love what they're doing, so go check them out. I wanted to also let you know that here at Jumblethink, we are passionate about one thing, and that's helping people turn their dreams and ideas into reality. We believe it starts with figuring out what you're created to do, and then really tuning into those dreams and ideas that you have deep inside of you. We do this podcast to help encourage you to turn those dreams and ideas into reality. But we would love to get out there and spread this message of creative purpose, of micro experiments, of innovation, of entrepreneurship to a broader market. We've been doing some cool events in 2019. We did a couple events in 2018. If you have an upcoming event, I would love to be there. I would love to be a part, whether it's as a panelist or a speaker. I would love to connect with you, see if I can help you at your event. So, how can you do it? Head on over to jumblethink.com/speaking, and you can learn a little bit more about what we're doing in the world of speaking. I would love to be at your event. I would love to help you challenge your audience to go deeper into the things that they were created to do. I'd love to go and give them some practical tips and steps that they can apply to their business and really take it to the next level. If you are out there and you want to know how you can connect or see me face to face, you can head on over to jumblethink.com/schedule. That way you know where I'm going to be, where we can connect, and let's have this conversation face to face. I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to hear what's going on in your world. All right, so that does it for some updates for you. We've got a lot more coming. How can we stay in touch? Head on over to jumblethink.com. That's our launch pad for everything. There's a couple things you can do. You can sign up for our newsletter. You're going to be in the loop on upcoming events like idea camps or upcoming episodes like today's episode. We're going to keep you in the loop. We'll also let you know about exciting things happening at Jumblethink, free guides that we're releasing, and even some giveaways, so you can sign up for that newsletter. What else can you do? Head on over to jumblethink.com. Again, same place. You can find links to our social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We'd love to connect with you and do this journey of chasing ideas and dreams together. All right, now it's your turn. You can disrupt things that are passing by the status quo. That's one of the biggest lessons that you can learn from Jezzibell in today's episode, that you don't have to accept the status quo, but you can disrupt even when others say it's not possible. So get out there and start thinking about those dreams and ideas. Think about what others have said is impossible, but you see a solution, and start chasing those dreams and ideas. So dream big and change the world around you.
Les mères de famille, les enfants, peuvent également prendre un moment revitalisant. Dans quelques mois, lorsque vous aurez bien saisi la technique et que vous serez maître de votre corps, vous pourrez vous décontracter même en travaillant.